Toledo versus Jordy. What a classic on paper, Pots.
Two of the informed guys, Joe. I mean, both guys have dropped 10s throughout this entire event, and both looking like they're in good form. I mean, reading the wave well. Obviously, Filipe Toledo with that X factor, but Sean, with this offshore wind, I think he's going to stick the board to the wave, and I think we're going to see more carving coming out of him this morning.
First wave of the morning is about to be established with Jordy Smith taking pole priority.
Jordy loves to get that first wave. You know, he loves to get that score on the board. He loves to put pressure on his competitor, and he goes down there.
Jordy Smith falls on the first opening ride. A short one there, that gives Toledo some room to work out this lineup. Passing Jordy for his first section to work with. It's a nice, clean, rapid cutback. Toledo off the bottom now. Keeps that connection with that highline wrap. Nice top turn carve, easy pace. Wall's growing, and he'll throw another big down carve. It's gonna start to get hollow for Toledo. Slamming on the brakes. The first vision of the morning goes to the Brazilian from Ubatuba. Stalls for another big section, nice and deep. Toledo has plenty of room to come flying out. Drives off the top again with a huge hammer.
That could be another 10.
And what a way to kick off finals day. Jordy trying to get the first exchange, and Toledo got to show us just how perfect Jeffreys Bay really is this morning, Potts.
You know, absolutely.
When we see the replay, you'll notice every time that tube sets up, he does that pump to get himself more acceleration. It's not just, he's not just threading the needle there, but he's riding inside that barrel.
Yeah, beautiful opening maneuver from Filipe. But the thing I really love about Jeffreys Bay is that, you know, you don't really have to come out the blocks firing on your first couple of turns. Just set it up, find that groove, find that rhythm, just feel the pace of the wave, and that's exactly what he's doing. You can see him setting it up, and there's that little stall off the bottom, and then pulls up nice and tight. Beautiful first tube right there on this wave for Filipe Toledo, and then sets up the second one, which is even deeper. That little pump, like you said, Sean, in the barrel, slows himself down, just that little bit comes out, and then watch this. There's that rail surf in that Toledo has brought to the game. What a wave to start off with, Sean, and you pretty much said maybe another 10 here.
That was fantastic surfing. You know, I think he keeps raising the bars. I mean, we've got this expectation of him, and he kind of blows that expectation away. And I mean, that tube riding there in a pressure situation like a contest. Look at that, boom. I mean, just so delicate and so technical.
And so perfect, look at that. Scores dropping. It's going to be tough to get a 10 on your first wave here this morning with the conditions the way they are. The judges like to try and keep a little bit of room to move, because who knows what's going to happen out here this morning. But in saying that, it was an excellent score nonetheless to start off with, Joe.
Wilco's getting excited for his matchup coming up next against Julian Wilson, and Toledo kicks off finals day with a 9.5.
This is the jbay, man, that I live for. 6 to 8 feet just on this hard southwesterly wind, and I think we're in for such a treat today, and I'm stoked to be a part of it. Cheers,
Unreal.
Sean, can't wait to get a couple
Sean.
with you later on, mate, once the event's over.
Watching this one now, Filipe Toledo opened with a 9.5 under the priority of Jordy Smith. Has two arms in the pit to stall nice and deep. Can Toledo come out? He makes it. Now setting up his big first turn out of the pit. It's a huge carve. Big hack right in the pocket. Straight up on the lip for a lofty float and into the flats. Jordy with a 9.5 under the priority of Jordy Smith. And Jordy's going to be in a severe combination as this one continues.
Let's have a look underneath the priority of Jordy. I love the way he's wasting no time. He's going to back up that 9.5. Slides off the bottom, little double pump. Now he slides into this perfect tube here. Traveling. And he comes flying out, but then watch this, Joe. This is where Filipe's got better. Look at that turn right there, just laying into it. Double pump again just to set it up, just making sure those fins are set. I like the approach. I like the air drop at the end. And I dare say another excellent ride just about to be locked in for Filipe Toledo. What a morning of surf we have got on our hands. Finals day here at Jeffreys Bay, and wow, I don't know what to say, Joe.
It's absolutely flawless. A beautiful start for Filipe Toledo. Mick Fanning last night on the post show gave credit for Filipe being the fastest surfer on tour, getting barreled at the start, and he has a lot of time with his swell direction. He's stalling to get more of the barrel, where if you're doing that in the other days, you'd get left behind. That's how perfect jbay is this morning.
Yeah, it's just that's perfect direction for Jeffries. Perfect wind. The wind is helping it as well. The wind holds it up just that extra second. And Filipe is just answering to the call and surfed that wave about as good as you could. I mean, it's phenomenal. This is the perfect direction, perfect wind, perfect size, Joe. And for all this to come to fruition on finals day is mind-blowing.
Especially when he was already thinking about a world title campaign that year. Toledo ended up turning in 3 big wins in 2015 without a title. As we see Jordy Smith looking to answer. His first couple of maneuvers of this matchup, keeping a nice even pace with this wave. Snap to carve combos. Another nice top turn wrap for Jordy Smith. There's the layback. Plenty of time to stall and set up the barrel. Smith has some room to punch free. And now laying that one back all the way around the corner. He's going to get a bonus barrel section through the inside. And when Jordy looks back, he's saying thanks to all the fans that have come here to watch him compete, some driving all the way from his hometown in Durban.
Required by Jordy Smith. Let's have a look at his opening wave. We talk about the direction of the swell. And it's what it's going to do, Joe. It's going to give these guys so much more time to react, so much more time just to set up the turns. And that's exactly what's happening with Jordy Smith right here. You can see him just drawing off the bottom. There's no hurry right now. You've got to find that. We talked about that earlier in the piece speed management. Sections are just offering up some major maneuvers here for Jordy Smith. Now he slows down, pulls into a nice little barrel, comes out the end of that. Not a clean exit, but a nice little tube. Nonetheless, this is going to kickstart Jordy's heat. Now he drives off the bottom, goes forward on his board and comes flying out the end of that one. So a beautiful start there for Jordy Smith, but he's going to need something special.
Unbelievable. Strider, good morning. How'd that wave look for you?
Absolutely perfect. You could see him just coming down out of the darkness. You have this big band of clouds in the back, and then when he came through this section here, you can see him setting up the bowl, pulls up underneath the hood. Beautiful barrel. I mean, that's a keg right there, and just comes out with style with the look back.
I wouldn't be too bummed with that.
Not too bad at all. As Potts, we're going to break this one down on the split screen to check out the form.
Now we talk about the difference in wave selection. You can see the height already, there's a difference. You can see the clean face that Toledo had was another difference, and just a more vertical face on it. So Toledo's maneuvers at the beginning were a lot better. As you see Jordy, a little bit more wind affected, maybe half the size, and now Toledo starts to open up. I mean, look at it, the clean down the line speed. Jordy obviously connecting beautifully with this wave as well. Take nothing away from it. It was an excellent ride of its own, and you can see there the tubes were Toledo's wide open, a little bit longer. Both guys searing maneuvers. You can see the speed that Toledo had through his wave as opposed to Jordy. Jordy kind of waiting for it.
Glorious finals day. It's already been beautiful here in the first quarter final of the morning. It's quarter 3 because we finished the first 2 yesterday afternoon. Having a look now under the priority of Filipe Toledo, local. Jordy Smith representing South Africa. Looking for a wave to break the combination. Starts off with a beautiful roundhouse. He's got a wall that's stretching out all the way through impossibles with a great tempo and pace. It's going to wait for him. Throwing down multiple carves. Big change-ups off the lip now. He wants this thing to open wide up. Here comes the double up section. Slams on the brakes, nice and deep.
Oh.
Jordy tries to get a little bit deeper, and this thing's still spinning wide open without him.
Wow.
That end section would have been challenging, but he easily could have made it out of that first section. Now Toledo's looking to answer. All setup work. Beautiful highline approach, now dropping down to the bottom in the sunrise. All casual footwork so far for Toledo. Big hack under the lip. He's already getting closer to the double up. To change anything, he's got a better at 9-2, so that's going to be a throwaway.
Perfect 10, which he's got a bunch of already. Let's have a look at Jordy's wave here. Filipe with priority deciding to let that one go. And I reckon a pretty smart move. Jordy Smith, you can see just waiting for it, waiting for it. This is all just set up work now. He starts to find his groove on this wave. And there it is again. There's that drop wallet sort of maneuver where he sort of contorts the body a little bit. Now he starts to wait for it. You can see that inside section starting to double up. This is where things start getting exciting for a surfer. Wipes off just a little bit too much speed right there, Joe, and the wave takes him down. But have a look at that section that went begging. Have a look inside the barrel. We can see what happened here. That section dumped. The white water comes up the face of the wave and takes the board from out underneath of Jordy's feet. So a missed opportunity there for Jordy Smith, but I don't know whether that wave was going to go up into the 9+ rides, which is what he needs anyway.
CT wasn't on here. He was in Toledo, and he's like, I've come this far. I've just got to look at it. So he made the trip down here and score some free surf sessions. As we check out the recap from the first heat of the morning, quarter number 3, Filipe Toledo was on the second wave. Jordy took the first. This one was wide open. Stuck to the open face and then packed a dreamy inside tube. Felt like that perfect score might come. 9-5. What a way to kick off finals day.
Unbelievable way to kick off. And that little check turn into the barrel there, just those fine little movements that make everything possible with our sport. And then to unleash that turn from Filipe Toledo, just working so much on his rail game. This guy has improved amazingly. I think he's going to become a world champion here very soon if he keeps up this kind of performance. 9-5 to kick things off, backed it up with a 9.20. He has Jordy Smith against the ropes. 5.5 minutes remaining, and look at this turn from Filipe. And again, off the bottom, banging it up into the lip. And then this floater maneuver is absolutely crazy to finish off this. Look at this. Jordy Smith's got that, as does Filipe Toledo. 9-5, 9-2. Thank you very much for coming. Jordy Smith trying to fight his way back into this heat. An 8.43 on this occasion. He's not out of it just yet. 5 minutes remaining. Maybe just enough time to get himself back into the heat. But he needs to start now. Filipe Toledo with priority though, so he's going to control the next set of waves that do approach. Jordy Smith, quarterfinals here. Already a perfect heat in this event. And let's have a look as we see sets approaching.
Critical time in the heat for Jordy Smith. He has to break the combination. He takes a small runner that he's hoping is going to stretch out. It's not going to give it to him there. Federico into the semifinals to take on Gabriel Medina on finals day. As we see some corduroy lines coming through. Toledo looking to better a 9.2. Going 100 miles an hour already. Big blast off the roof. He's already into that double up, healthy looking wall section. Big top turn wrap. He'll trim down to set up another big barrel. It's a cavern this time. Filipe trimming him speed, beating multiple sections and standing straight up.
My, oh my.
It's been a super heat for Toledo.
Determined the pace here in this heat, and Filipe wave number 2, and what that's done is it's put him in such good rhythm with the good ones. He's had priority when the good ones have come through, but then he's capitalized with surfing. Great surfing. Is this going to better that 9.20? 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. You'd have to say not enough time for Jordy to come back. Look at this, off the bottom, pulls into the barrel, driving through, standing tall in that pit. And again, that bonus section on the end, Filipe Toledo having an absolute ball. And guess what, Joe? He's getting paid to do that right now.
Unbelievable performance here at Jeffreys Bay as we set up this section. This is the double up. He knew for a while he's about to get the wave of his life.
Yeah, well, that's the exciting thing. And look at the stance, look at the position. You can see him leaning into the wave, using his hands to slow himself down, just to feel how fast that wave's going, and then reacting towards that.
I call them a ninja assassin. The dude's a ninja poet. that tube was just so wonderfully ridden, and his timing was impeccable, and he just has an innate gift for so many different things. You know, I've always thought of him as this aerial wizard, and then over the last few days you're going, man, this dude's an incredible carver as well. And now to add tube riding to his repertoire, the guy is just gifted on all corners.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much, Sean Thompson, former world champ. What a way to kick off finals day. Toledo comboing a two-time jbay champ and one of the favorites to win in all-time classic conditions.